Uh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, folks. Fucking living end mirror.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing. That's where we're at. That's what's happening.
Do you need a name change on
What?
coffers?
Oh, we did. I forgot the coffers. Look at the Oliphant up there. He's not playing coffers. He's playing living end. Woo! It's so exciting. They're gonna. Yeah. All right. This is gonna be epic magic, people.
Hey, Living End Mirror, I think, as I was talking about, my opinion, you don't get a lot of percentage points for being the better player with Living End. I think in the mirror, knowing when to pull the trigger.
I think in the
what to fight
mirror,
on.
experience is everything
Experience is
for any
everything.
match.
This is true.
For sure. The mirror is always like one of the hardest things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Experience I never have to have.
What would you do, John, if you went to a major paid tournament, you sat down, like when you were playing goats, what would your reaction have been if you sat down and you turn one
Thraven's.
goat land and they turn one goat land? And
Dude, I don't even know. I don't know how I would process me playing a Thraven Inspector and then them playing a Thraven Inspector. I don't even know.
I think I would just hear screaming from the other end and be like, is that John?
No,
What's
so you know
happening?"
what would happen though? What would happen is we would both have a goddamn good time. Because you'd
This
be like,
is true.
dude,
No
fuck yeah! You love Thraven Inspector? You play goats? Oh my god! We would just laugh it up. It'd be healthy as shit. It'd be great.
Still not as good a time as making the Abzan player cry.
Yeah, I do miss going to tournaments and making
Can't believe I lost
rock.
that
Dude,
bullshit.
yeah, that guy was funny. Take that shit, money pile.
It's definitely a keep.
Yep, it's got things that cycle.
That's the fun part about living in opening hands. Like, okay, none of these cards will be in my hand, and I won't be playing any of them.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. All right, well, Landon does get to start the turn one grief if he so chooses, which I think he should so choose. Like that's kind of one of the reasons why that you have grief, so you can turn one grief.
Once he took a break, came back when Once Upon a Time was the thing, and
Yeah.
was like, what happened?
Yeah.
that
How
was
is that
kind of
allowed? Yeah. Well, good news was it wasn't allowed for very long.
This is true.
So,
Oh, here we go. We got the turn one.
well,
We got the grief.
gotcha. He doesn't have a cascader, which is the only thing you want to be able to take. No, never mind. That
Yeah.
didn't go well.
I wonder if there is, I don't wonder if, I know there is, a good argument for not playing grief until...
It
the
is
turn
there.
before-
There is a good argument.
Because-
I probably was like way too on the boat of doing the grief turn one myself because I don't play this deck because it's fucking not
Because
interesting.
like their goal is not to keep any cards.
Yeah,
in the
no,
game.
no. It has to be. You should wait till the last minute. Like you should wait till they're about to maybe living in.
Good guy Jerry saving some time here, not making his opponent write things down.
That is a good guy move. It is probably like one of the nicest things that a person could do
Yeah,
in the game of Magic. It really is.
because you're totally justified not doing it.
Yeah, no, there is no
It's
reason
100%
for you to do it.
Justified. If you don't want to write it down, I guess you don't care that much.
Yeah.
You can't. I have no idea what's in Landon's hand. If Jerry could Thoughtseize him, it would be great.
Yeah, I
Another
mean,
grief?
Charlotte's Agent and mostly lands.
Oh, that's a Charlotte's Agent.
He doesn't have a super sexy Cascade. Jerry, thanks for your headshot. That doesn't help. Talk to Jerry about his positioning. All right, so he's got a grief, and he's going to wait till the last minute. Because he knows better than us. Yeah, I actually was telling guys out there, I incidentally played Living End the other day. I think Nate, because I let, if you, and also, if you ever want to use the store account for Moto, I can let you use it. But somebody had rented Living End, so I just like accidentally loaded a game with Living End.
Whoops.
And I won. And then I'm like, I'm never going to play this again. Because that was fucking boring. I will never do this ever again in my life. I'm here to play a game of Magic, not to just win. Like, I don't care. God, boring. So boring. Here it is.
See?
He's doing it. He's thinking about it.
I don't even know if it's that good. Like, you
I don't
assume
know
that
if it's
he's
that
going to
good.
cycle another card in response. So
Yeah.
he's...
It's not that good. This is atrocious. Why did I pick this? I should have picked the third wrong. I think it would have been a better game to watch.
I might not enjoy the
Everybody
style.
was selling me on how interesting this game was going to end up being, and so far it's not satisfying.
But I'm sold on this is at least, like, there is gamesmanship, there is thought, there is back and forth, even if all of it revolves around playing the card living end.
Yeah, well, it's just
That's
unfortunately what we have is, in Landon's fucking love Landon to death. He's a super cool dude. He's just playing somebody who is way more experienced than he is, so especially at this deck. So he's just at like a default disadvantage, and that's also not super fun to watch. So
looks like this living end is going to work out significantly better for the person not casting it.
yes, it is. Hopefully he retains that bite of about to get smacked in the face for way more than his graveyard can handle.
Oh, God.
Yep, and here's a Riverwinder too.
Jesus Christ. And he can just living end again if he wants to. Oh, that's awful.
All right, so he gets 4 things. Okay, he gets the Charlotte, of course. And then he gets to look at his hand, see the Violent Outburst, probably going to take the Violent Outburst.
He probably wants him to living end at this stage. I'd love you to clear your own board.
You're right. I mean, that's what makes this awkward, is there's not like anything to take, really.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't ask me what the right take would have been there. I have no idea.
I mean, that's probably the card that gives his opponent the most choice, other than that grief, but he's not casting the grief with the cards in his hand anyway, so.
I think he drew a Force Negation, correct? Yeah, I think he did. So he's got Counter Magic up if he wants to. He's gonna do this.
That's a black. Okay.
Okay, and he's gonna say, get rid of the only card I can target. And now swing with... If he wants to swing, just fucking go for it.
Why not?
I mean, why not? He has higher life points, and that's all that really matters. And his stuff is shrunk because he had a whale. Because the whale is a boss. It's like one of the coolest cards that deck got.
What does the whale do?
It's a 7/7 that shrinks your opponent's creatures 1 in the front when it's on the battlefield. And then you pay a blue and 1 when it's in your hand. Discard it. Look at the top 2. Put 1 in your hand. The rest in the graveyard.
Okay.
It's a really cool card.
Yeah, that's really good. So what was the card on the far right of the blocker side?
Blocker side, that is a Street Wraith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Again, a bajillion artworks we don't know anymore.
So everything is just smaller.
So it's a 1/2, a 2/2, a 4/5, and a 2/4.
Yeah, so this is just awful.
The whale really helps this whole thing along.
I mean, his stuff was already smaller than his opponent's, and now the fact that he just he can't even go 1 for 1.
Yeah. And he's getting smacked with the flyer regardless.
Well, I hope he remembers that, because that's the Oliphant's a 6/4. I hope he's not putting that guy in not remembering he was a 3/4. Which it looks like might be.
Well, the Riverwinder is a
4/4
4/5. It's a 5/5, so it's a 4/5.
Oh, okay.
So it will trade there.
I thought it was a 4/4.
That's not gonna kill the Riverwinder because it's a 1/2 and a 2.
It doesn't have trample, so there's no reason to make that block. Unless you're miscounting. But I think you're right. If it's true.
No, I think he's not thinking about the whale. I don't think there's any kind of, I can't remember the name of the card, but I don't think it's like on your turn. I think it's just static when he's in play. Okay, no, he's motioning, so.
See, this is why, and nothing against Landon here. Like, he's just trying to keep the life total straight. But that's why, personally, I'm like, no, I'll adjust my own life total. I don't need you putting it up and down.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just I don't like it.
Yeah.
At 3,
Yep, that is a concession.
That is the correct choice.
All right, well, so I don't know.
I mean, I guess he.
I don't know what Barnes would look like either, but put it up here in case you want to see it.
I'm curious about the cyborgs. Like, what?
I mean, they're bringing in essentially the same
Be
things.
baller to bring in like rest in pieces.
Right. Oh shit. All right, ley lines.
Now I know I've heard people talk about
God, there's a
before
lot of cards.
boarding out your own living ends.
Yeah.
I've heard that talked
Yeah,
about.
I've
whether
heard
that's
Dustin mention
right.
that before. Yeah. So they both just do that.
That would be,
Jesus Christ.
That would be amazing.
Don't do that, guys. Somebody needs to win. I don't
That
want
would
to
be the
see
most
that.
interesting game of living end versus living end I've ever seen.
Just dudes playing dummies.
Yeah,
Just...
dudes playing dummies.
Oh,
I'd love to
fuck.
see that game. Looks like just two people who have no clue how to play Magic just built decks. Like, these are the biggest creatures I can find.
All right, Jerry is not cutting living ends himself. I don't think Landon's cutting.
No, I don't think they are. That sounds cutting the living ends sounds like a high level judgment call, meaning that even if you make the judgment call at a high level, like it's not something you do all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I don't think I would ever cut my living ends. Like,
Yeah.
I would.
Oh shit.
And the one time in 100 that the guy across from me was like, "I'd cut mine." I guess she got me this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess she did it.
All right. So I mean, I think they just each brought in an amount of graveyard hate. I guess that Fury's not.
It looks like he cut counter spells, and it looked like he cut a Cascade card.
Yeah, I don't. So Landon's list looks like he has Furies in there. I think that's yeah. I think he's cutting those, and that's fair. I don't think they do that much here.
Nah.
And you're not going to evoke them for anything here, so those could definitely go. All right. Let's see how this goes. We will have more after this round, since we're doing an actual cut here instead of just a 3-round and done. So there will be more Magic past the 3 rounds.
As more living end to come.
Yeah. We're just going to have much more living end. It's going to be super exciting. Like the most exciting ever. It's going to be great.
Got Tron v Tron coming up next.
Jesus Christ.
Now there's an interesting thought about like that last game. Were there major mistakes that were like? I don't know that I feel like Landon did anything.
Not really. I
mean, I think he did the grief too early.
He did do that. That was the mistake.
That was the mistake. But I don't know that necessarily lost him the game.
No, I think there's for this. If it feels very variance heavy as far as this match goes, just who's got the better things. Like Jerry didn't have the giant ass 7/7 whale. Oh well, there you go. He gets to start with lane line. You get to start with lane line. That would make this miserable. Start with ley line. Do it. No, he didn't. Yeah.
And I bet he doesn't have a way to remove it, and I bet the game's over.
No, he probably has the groundbreaker thing, or the not groundbreaker.
Obaseju.
He's got Boseiju. There's an invoke creature they play from MH2. I can't remember the name of it.
I know what you're.
I think Jerry probably brought him in preemptively, assuming that Landon would also bring in Living End or not Living End, Leyline and have it. So, well, I mean, this is really, really one-sided now. This is about as one-sided as it can get. So, all right, folks. I don't see any means for Landon to get rid of this as he shuffled through his deck. Maybe I missed it. Let's hope I missed it. So, okay, everybody told me on how interesting this could be, and I picked it. And now I'm going to have to kick 3 people in the nuts. Because this isn't very interesting.
This is not.
This is not very interesting at all. Oh, okay, Jerry does have a way to cast his Grief. He has an Urborg. He has
Oh,
his own
there you go.
board. I stand corrected.
Well, I mean, he said that you didn't see a way for Landon. Landon has got to be playing Boseiju. There's no
Oh, he
way.
he is. I think
Okay.
I saw it earlier. They all do, I'm sure. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody operates on.
But if he
the
has
list.
Boseiju or bust at this stage, that's not.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If he doesn't have it right now, he has to have it within a couple turns, and that's what it is. Like, we'll see if it happens, but
I mean,
most likely.
he's probably gonna be dead by turn 5 if he can't find a way to get rid of this ley line.
Well,
Well,
I'm not
now he
seeing
has
it
he has a
here.
way to protect himself. He can living end.
he's got
destroy-
some. I mean, as always, this deck does nothing but dig. So
Mhm.
he's got digs. He's got things to do.
But every bit of digging he does that does not fill his graveyard is not.
Yeah, I
digging,
know.
Really
I
digging
know.
him out of the hole.
He's just digging for an answer to this thing. Man, too bad he didn't have that. Can Force Negation counter a ley line? I don't even think it can.
I
can
think
it?
it says you may start with it on the field.
On
so
the
I
battlefield,
think
you
it's
don't even cast it. Yeah. All right, come on, guys.
It's a pre-game action.
Let's get this over with.
John, I can't help but feel like you're not enjoying this match.
Oh, I'm not. This is terrible.
You are correct, sir.
And what sucks is we just have more of this to watch soon. Because after another round, we're gonna cut, and then the cut is gonna be more living end. Oh. Alright, Keaton's man up to cycle. Let's see if Landon drew the thing to blow up the enchantment. He did not. He did not at all. Still not there. Yeah. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't throw that into a ley line. You're getting a land. You have the land. You should save that
Sure.
for
Yeah.
when you blow the thing up, because that doesn't do you anything. Like cycling to get
But
an
John-
answer to
but
the ley
John,
line.
It thins the deck.
He should not-
I agree.
He should
This
not have
stage-
done that. Like, throw a cycler away because a cycler digs you to maybe an answer.
Mhm.
Throwing a land cycler away is just throwing a land cycler away. You already had the fucking other stomping ground in hand.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree.
Like, ugh.
So there's going to be a little.
No, and here's the violent outburst.
There's probably going to be a violent outburst on his. I mean,
Oh, there is. It's right there.
I would assume so.
We see
What
it
was
right
he
there.
attacking for? A violent outburst. He's got
Enough
14 power or something.
to. Oh, and he drew a living end. Cool. He's got enough to wrap this up in 2 turns. So let's just do it. Come on. Come on.
Well, he doesn't because his opponent then is going to play living end to destroy all the creatures, and then he's going to have to.
No,
living
he
end
can't
again.
cast. He can suspend living end and fucking.
Well, no, he can. He has violent outburst in his hand.
Oh, yeah,
so he
sure.
can violent outburst to living end.
Ugh, fuck off. Fuck off.
Destroy
Okay,
all the
everyone that
creatures
just
that
told
came
me that
back
this would be
from
engaging
the-
magic can suck a dick.
the
This
first
is
one.
terrible. There's nothing engaging here.
See, living end.
Ugh, fuck all of the offs. This is not interesting at all. Ugh. Oh, and here's a force negation.
You can't do that. There you go, buddy. You gotta play that one for the mana.
Yeah.
Got it. Hey,
Heyo.
defense number 1. 2 more to go. Now it is interesting
Okay.
if he can living end again and answer the next living end by wiping the board with his own living end. Now we're at the stage of opponent has to actually make some decisions.
I mean, I suppose.
John, glass may be full of piss, but I'm gonna try to think it's half full.
Right. That's fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Hard cast.
Oh my!
Yeah,
I like it.
I do. Yeah, that's the mode you get into. Like, hey, I got a 4/4 flyer. I have a clock. You're at lower life total. Deal with it.
I don't know. Cycler.
Whatever. That lets him hard cast his shit. So that now it's an appropriate time to start thinking about that for sure. Now we get into dummy mode, but Jerry still has the huge upside of actually being able to living end. So Whoop.
Hmm.
Oh.
Well,
Oh. That's not good.
and this is another place where the fact that the living end decks are, I mean, he can, I wonder if he doesn't realize that he can suspend his living end off of that.
I don't know. Yeah.
But this is where not having actual black mana in your deck is kind of ridiculous to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
You
I
got-
think that
there's-
you should always have your bases covered. So he should be on the just cast dudes plan,
Yeah.
just like Jerry is.
Completely agree. I think he's tunnel vision on getting rid of this thing.
He
I
is.
assume.
Yeah, he
What are
is.
those? Are those Architects of Will? How much are they to cast?
4. You can cast him.
He could
Yeah.
cast them. Okay.
Jerry's got a subtlety. He's about to flash in. Maybe. Oh no, not this turn.
No, I think. Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't care about flashing it in. What's he gonna do with 2 mana?
I mean, it would just fucking kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he would just
Yeah.
he would be dead right now if he just flashed it in.
Well, I was trying to think of a reason not to, and you're right. I don't see the reason not to.
Oh no, this is his turn. Never mind. Timing error. Now he's gonna flash it in, and then kill him.
Oh,
What happened there?
well,
Oh, he just had it like sitting out there for some reason. Hey, you can hardcast Grief. And then see the subtlety he's about to die to as Jerry flashes it in.
I think he doesn't realize that the Urborg allows him to cast these things.
He might not. He might not.
Mind you, they don't block the flyer, so.
They don't, but I mean, it's still, I don't know. It's something.
But he also could have cast his own guy.
Yeah,
Like he could have cast his own flyer.
yeah, he could have. Too locked into the living end plan, not being quite aware enough to look at the situation for what it is. Yeah, I mean, casting a 4/4 to match your opponent's 4/4 is probably okay. Now he's just dead. Flash, subtlety. Put that on top, and you die to exactly 7 power. There it is.
Okay.
Friendly fist bump. All right, so that was not even remotely interesting.
No.
So I'm going to tell everyone in the room that told me that would have been interesting that they're fucking liars. All right. I love both of these guys, Landon and Jerry. They're great guys. That was not
Matchup was not great.
that was not fun to watch. So
Yeah,
I
it's 20
will
minutes.
make sure to never watch that again. Stay tuned for the next round.
Yeah. Yeah.